The topic of this video lesson is finding the present value of an investment. The big question we're going to answer is, how can you determine what you need to invest now to reach a specific financial goal? Up until now, our focus has primarily been on determining how much money we will have in the future. In other words, the future value of your current investment. However, when doing financial planning, it is more important to understand what we need to put into our accounts now in order to achieve a future goal. So we're going to determine today how to figure out what we need to put into the accounts presently to reach a specific goal. Now, what we're going to be doing is using our future value of a single deposit formula to create what's called the present value of a single deposit formula. Now, remember, this formula is used to find the balance of an account when we put one single deposit into this account one time over a specific amount of time. Now, ultimately, what we want to do, we want to figure out what's called the present value. In this case, that's going to be the amount we put in, P. So we want to solve this equation for P, our principal or present value. Now, in order to get P by itself, we must remove everything that is next to the P. Now, we note that P is being multiplied to the 1 plus r over n to the power of n times t. So we're going to do the opposite of multiply, and we're going to divide. Now, remember, the rule of algebra is what I divide on one side, I must do on the other. Now, on the right-hand side, they cancel each other. And then we have left, the P is equal to B over 1 plus R over N to the power of N times T. And this is going to be our present value of a single deposit formula. Let's take a look at how we use it. Example 1. Mr. and Mrs. Johnson know that in 6 years, their daughter Anne will attend state college. She will need about $20,000 for the first year's tuition. How much should the Johnsons deposit into an account that yields 1.5% interest compounded annually in order to have that amount? Round your answer to the nearest $1,000. So what they want to do is figure out how much money they need to put in the account. This is our present value of investment formula. We know, if we look at the problem, that our balance that we need is $20,000, so that's our B. The interest rate is a 1.5, and this is compounded annually, so N is 1. And we know that they need this in 6 years, so that's our time. We'll take that information and plug it into the formula. So we have P is equal to 20,000 over 1 plus 0.015 over 1 to the power of 1 times 6. Now, when we type this into Desmos, we're going to be careful to make sure everything is in the correct location. And we can see that our principal is $18,290.84. So the Johnsons should deposit $18,290.84 into the account in order to have $20,000 for their daughter's first year tuition. Now it's your turn to try. How much would the Johnsons have to deposit into that account if they wanted to save for 2 years worth of tuition? And then how does your answer relate to the answer in example 1? Pause the video and give it a try. Example 2. Ritika just graduated from college. She wants $100,000 in her savings account after 10 years. How much must she deposit in that account now at a 0.95% interest rate, compounded daily, in order to meet that goal? Round up to the nearest dollar. So we have our same formula. P is equal to B over 1 plus R over N to the power of NT. And we're going to take note that the balance that she wants in her account is $100,000, that the interest rate is a 0.95%, that this account will be compounded daily, and that she will have it in there for 10 years. We will take this information and plug it into the formula. This gives us P is equal to 100,000 over 1 plus 0.0095 over 365 to the power of 365 times 10. Typing this into a calculator gives P is equal to $90,937.41. So Ritika should deposit $90,937.41 into the account in order to have $100,000 and meet her goal. Now your turn. Try this. How does the equation from example 2 change if the interest is compounded weekly instead of daily? Write the new formula. Give it a try. Pause the video. All right, now we're going to take a look at creating a present value for a periodic deposit. So we're going to be using the future value of a periodic deposit formula to create the present value of the periodic deposit formula. Now, if you remember correctly, the periodic deposit formula looks like this. And we're going to do something similar as what we did on the first one. We're going to try to get our principal P, aka our present value, by itself. We can see that it's being multiplied, so we'll divide by everything else. But remember, what we do on one side, we must do on the other. On the right-hand side, they cancel. So we're left with P is equal to B over the quantity of 1 plus R over N to the power of N times T minus 1 all over R over N. This will be our present value of the periodic deposit formula. Let's take a look at how it works. Example 3. Nick wants to install central air conditioning in his home in 3 years. He estimates that the total cost will be $15,000. How much must he deposit monthly into an account that pays 1.4% interest compounded monthly in order to have enough money? Round up to the nearest $100. Now do note that Nick is depositing money monthly. Because he is putting us in a specific amount every month, we know that this is periodic. So we'll be using this formula. We know that the balance he hopes to achieve is $15,000. We know that the interest rate that he is getting paid would be 1.4. We know that he is compounding the interest monthly. And we know that he's doing this over a time period of 3 years. Let's take all that information and plug it in where it goes. We get that P is equal to 15,000 divided by 1 plus 0.014 over 12 to the power of 12 times 3 minus 1 all over 0.014 over 12. After carefully entering this into the Desmos calculator, we get P is equal to $408.22. So Nick should deposit $408.22 per month for the next 3 years in order to have the $15,000 he needs for the air conditioning system. Now it's your turn. Give it a try. Write the formula to find the present value of an X dollar balance that is reached by periodic investments made semi-annually for Y years at an interest rate of R. Pause the video and give it a try. All right, now we're going to complete some independent practice. Find the assignment on Canvas. It's called Present Value of Investment Practice. Download it, complete it, and upload it back to Canvas.